Can you tell us your name and which neighborhood you live in?
My name is Peter Liu. I live in the Fruitvale district, about a block from the Fruitvale BART station.
What made you decide to run for mayor?
All right. I see a lot of poverty, and I would like to teach our populace how to be rich with my method called CESP5, which I've introduced in 2014, and it has spread like in 20 countries. So I have a lot of fans that are doing this, and I think as a concept that we badly need in Oakland, teaching our youth how to be rich the legal way so they won't have to resort to depriving the life and liberty of others.
Can you briefly describe your plan of action for addressing homelessness?
First of all, we have to centralize the homelessness so they can have emergency services at a location. I would think the Oakland Coliseum parking lot in the former Army base would be a good location. Tent cities are usually good for long term because I've survived in Iraq in the war, living in tents, and so it's a good idea to have them centralized at a location. Because if you have like what's in San Francisco, 3 homeless people would cost the city of San Francisco like 4 point some million in ambulatory services in just like a year or so. So that would be a lot of waste. So we have to centralize them at a location.
After interviewing Oakland residents, I found that public safety was a top concern for most people I spoke with. Can you briefly describe your plan of action for public safety and policing?
Yes. I would have security cameras at all intersections in high and medium crime areas. This would allow us to track criminals, and this footage would be accessible to the public in real time. So if there's any incidents that happens in their neighborhood, they could just turn on the internet feeds of their local cameras and see what's happening versus going outside and taking a look. That would just jeopardize themselves. Also, I would have each police officer organize a neighborhood watch, armed neighborhood watch of 7 to 25 volunteers. They would be armed, in case there's any terrorist attacks. They would take precaution to protect their neighborhoods. This includes evacuation, so if the city has any emergencies and they need to evacuate a group of people in certain areas, they could just call up these neighborhood watches and they'll be performing those duties as well. Also, I would have a concealed carry permit for $50. Yeah, for any resident in California who wants to come through, and they get a permit, and it'll be only $50.
Decisions the next Oakland mayor makes about a new Oakland A's stadium will have a huge impact on Oakland's economy in the coming decades. What will you prioritize when making decisions about the Howard Terminal development?
Yeah, the Howard Terminal is such a project that is poorly designed. There's possibly no accommodations for the parking and also for the traffic. BART would be so jammed with humans that they would possibly shovel each other, and some might fall to the tracks. And it's just so, and it would make the Port of Oakland like dysfunctional. There would be no truck traffic going there. So what's the point of having a port, right? This port is supposed to be like the economic generator for the city of Oakland. And with that Howard Terminal, it just eliminate the port, and I don't see any viable options to replace it, and it's just a waste. So what I think entertainment in Oakland, since we lack those sport teams, we would shift to a new type of entertainment, giant water slides at the lake, with all sizable parks in Oakland be turned to a unique theme park experience. This would bring a lot of jobs. Yeah.
How have your past experiences prepared you to lead Oakland as our mayor?
Okay. I've been a poor, and I rise to be very wealthy and influential, and I would bring that sort of experience to the population to enable them to be prosperous as well. Especially when I make the reinvent Oakland to be a tourist destination powerhouse by turning all these sizable parks into unique theme parks. It would not only bring jobs to locals, but huge tourism numbers. We're talking about, like, if the Louvre Museum could bring 7.5 million tourists a year, I mean, with the Oakland Parks and Recreations, I could probably get 50 million tourists in with the whole city.
Is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like Oaklanders to know?
Yeah, I think the Oakland concealed carry permit would eliminate a lot of these crimes that are crimes of opportunity. If criminals know that we are armed, they would less likely to be so, how I say, promiscuous with crime. I mean, they know they could get away with it. 911, you dial 911, it takes like 30 minutes or so, and sometimes people just hang up, and it's just not working. So people need a way to defend themselves. Like, all the criminals, they have guns. They're not going to follow any gun laws that you have. That's why I am all about arming the people against this crime element. And I know it works because, I've killed a lot of terrorists. So.
And to close out, can you recommend a local restaurant that you wish more people knew about?
This restaurant, I forgot the name, but it's right near the fish market on East 12th and like 10th Street, around that corner. They have a lot of, it's a Vietnamese, Chinese, kind of like, and they serve like pho and also like chicken soup. And one of the best dish they have is called the crab egg soup. Crab egg soup. It tastes very good. My sons like it a lot, and I bring them there. They charge about like $14 per large bowl. Yeah.
Whoa. All right, we'll have to find the name and put that in there. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. See, this is what I planned.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This is San Antonio Park. This is like before. You got